In this next part of Word, we will be learning about alignment, word art, and text box. Now you may still use the document we were using previously, but you don't have to. Just make sure that you have no spacing here, and make sure that you don't have bold, italicized, or underline highlighted so that we can start fresh. First thing we're going to do is with our cursor here at the left margin, we're going to go ahead and key in your first name. Once you have done that, we're going to enter, and notice that because we started with a left alignment, it's going to continue at a left alignment when we enter. What we want to do is we want to go ahead and click the center alignment, and then we're going to put your middle initial. If you don't have a middle initial, just put some letter in there or words, up to you. Okay, we're going to enter. Once again, the last thing we did is we had our center alignment, so it's going to default to the center alignment again. What we're going to do is we're going to go up and we're going to click on right alignment. Okay, now our cursor is over to the right side of our document. Go ahead and key in your last name. Once you've done that, go ahead and enter. Once again, it's going to default to that right alignment because that's the last thing we did. We don't want it there. We're going to go back up and we're going to click on the left, align left or left alignment, however you want to say it. And now we have just completed left alignment, center alignment, right alignment. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to do word art. We need to go up to our tabs at the top, find insert, go ahead and click on the insert tab. We're going to move our mouse all the way over to word art. Go ahead and click on that. It gives you a few choices. Go ahead and pick on whichever one you want. Doesn't matter which one it is. And you're going to see a couple new things here. This box over here is your layout. Go ahead and click on that, and you have a bunch of options that come up. You have the option of square, tight, meaning that your information, if there's any other information, maybe a paragraph or a sentence, that word art will be set right next to it or within it. You have through, top, and bottom. I want you to concentrate on only behind text or in front of text. It just makes it easier for what we're learning. It's defaulted at in front of text. Yep. And so we'll leave it at that. The other new thing that you see is you'll see an anchor here. This is just to let you know where your word art or your graphics, I should say, pictures, are located within your document. If this bothers you to see the anchor here, you don't have to have it there. What you can do is you can go up to File, and you can go to Options, and you can go to Display, and then you can click here by Object Anchors, and if you take the check mark out, it'll take that anchor off and you won't see it anymore. But that's entirely up to you. Okay, what we're going to do now is go ahead and key in your favorite music group, music artist, whoever it may be, or if you don't have a favorite, just put music, that'll work. From here, when you move your mouse, notice that there's dotted lines around your word. Once you get your 4 cross arrows, as you can see here, the 4 black cross arrows that I have, you can click and you can move it. So if you want your word art to be over here, then that's where it's going to be. So the point here is that it doesn't have to remain where it comes onto the document right when you create it. You can move it around wherever you want to move it. There are other things you can do with this. I'm going to give more space here. Okay. Just like you did with the other words that we had previously, you can go to Home and you can change the size like we did before. You can change style if you like. And then if we go back to Format, there are a few things we can do here. We have text direction. Maybe you'd like to have it rotated or rotated the other way. Okay, I'm going to throw it back to horizontal. And obviously you have text direction options, so you can get fancy if you'd like. You have align text, and if you have your text box inside of something or somewhere where it needs to be adjusted to the top or a bottom or middle, this is where you would do that. And I don't think you can see it happen right now. Also, from this area here, you can do some rotating here. You can also use, now you don't have to use this rotate, this will show you this. You can also, you'll notice here, there's like a circle arrow. You can go ahead and churn the way it is. Also, let's say you didn't like the style, you can go back and you can pick something different. Also, you can change your color scheme, how you want it to look. Play with it. Also, I'm gonna stop right here and show you something. This is the outside line. Notice where my yellow is. If I go back and I go to weight, see how it makes that thicker? So you can really play with it if you want. And of course, you don't always have to stay with the defaulted colors. You can get fancier if you want to. Alright, now you'll notice over here it says Shape Effects. You have a shadow. When you do a shadow, I'm going to ask that you make it obvious. That's not going to throw a shadow on there. But in the future, when you do use any kind of a shadow, make sure it's obvious. And then also, any kind of 3D rotation, also make sure that's obvious enough to me too. When I look through a lot of assignments, I start to miss things that may seem obvious to you, but it's not always going to be obvious to me. And you can get fancy and creative. There's glow. You can add a glow. You can add whatever you want. You can get very fancy with all of this. It's however you want it to be. Okay. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to move this to the side. And we are going to insert a text box. Now, here's the thing. Microsoft gives you some defaulted text box areas here. Do not use any of these. We are going to use the Draw text box. We don't have control over these as easily as we have control over the Draw text box. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Draw text box, and then notice we get the plus sign. All you have to do is hold your click down on your mouse. You're going to click and you're going to drag. That'll give us our text box. Okay, once again, you'll see a few of the same options. You could do in front of text or behind text. I'm going to choose behind text. Also, we have some things we can do with this. You can have the preset colors or styles that they have here. You can also do, I'm going to give it a color. I'm going to do a shape fill. Maybe I'm not. Oh, here it is. Sorry about that. Shape fill. Might work a little better, hey? Let's go. I'm going to go with that blue. Okay, I got my shape outline. Once again, I'm going to change that shape outline weight. And then notice, wherever I move it, because I made it behind text, I can put it wherever I want. And actually, I'm going to move it here, and then I'm going to move this here. And remember, you can always make things bigger if you need to. So that is alignment, word art, and text box.